the 28th hour experience with K Camille, where you know it's real. It's the 28th hour experience with K Camille, where you know it's real. Current events, different topics with a twist you can't miss. K Camille, 28th hour experience. Talking about books, different looks. Talking about stories that leave you shook. K Camille, 28th hour experience.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl K Camille with the 28th hour experience. If you're new here, hi, I'm K Camille. This is the 28th hour experience podcast. I am your host, and I am happy to be back. We took a little break last week because I was under the weather. Like, I had no voice. Like, I was sounding like Michelet, but Michelet sick. So I could only imagine if she lost her voice, how lack of a voice she would have. I was I couldn't. I tried. I was like really, really, really trying to fight it to the end. I really was. And I just was like, I'm not gonna be able to talk for 20 minutes, let alone 30, 40. So I'm back. I'm happy to be back. Um this week is a little bit heavy, but not so much. It's heaviness that comes with life. It's about grief. And because we're dealing with the holiday season, I know that, Thanksgiving, gratitude, thankfulness, Christmas, happy, jolly, giving, um, true family foundations, traditions are happening around this time. I understand that all that is going on, but a lot of the times people don't realize that this time can be difficult because some family traditions are lost, memories are all that one can hold on to. So we're going to get into that later on in the podcast, in the episode, about grief and different things that we can do to get through this time of year, because it is harder for those who have lost people to get through this time of year than, normal. Okay, so before we get into the topic of the day, which is, getting through holiday grief and winter blues and all of that, we are going to, of course, talk about our music segment, right? We get into our music. So, song of the week, and it is a old school jam. It's off the Mary J. Blige Share My World album, one of my favorite albums. One of the favorite albums from Mary J. Blige. Number one would be Share My World for me. I know it's different for other people, but the song Searching, it ran past my playlist and I was like, oh, keep this on. And I was playing it and I'm just listening to the words and I'm like, that's what's going on right now. Like, everything that she was talking about in that song is so prevalent today. So I was like, you know what? That's gonna be song of the week. So Searching by Mary J. Blige is on her Share My World album. Check that out. Tell me what y'all think of it. Um, Besides that, before we get into music, let's piggyback. Let's piggyback. Blah, blah, blah. So I was fighting to record, but I didn't get to record. So I was at least like, okay, if I don't get to record, at least let me nurse myself so I can make Creator Con Saturday. So Creator Con 2025 happened in Detroit this Saturday. And when I tell you it was the best experience ever, because, I'm new to the game and I'm just getting my feet wet with podcasting. Even though I've been wanting to do this forever, I'm just getting started. So the passion is there. I'm doing the work, but now I got to really go out and meet like-minded people that are like different creatives. What I loved most about Creator Con was that it was just different type of creatives and you had different type of vendors. I have a couple that I'm going to shout out really quickly. So I have Shayla Unik I Am. She's HR consultant. She will help you with those things. Also, her brand is so out cold. She has pillows, hats, notebooks, bad leather bags, customizable jean bags. She's that girl. You have to look her up. Shayla Unik HR Solutions. Please look her up. She was there. She was one of the many vendors there. It was like so much going on, and I was able to connect with a couple. So the ones that I was able to connect with, here we go. And I have right here Stung by Danny B. She was so sweet. She has a beautiful makeup line collection. um she even allowed me to test out some of the matte lipstick products, which were stuck on my hand the entire night. So what I will say is yes, and it stayed matte. I had a brown and I had a like a deep purple. But she was so sweet and she was so welcoming. We exchanged our information. So shout out to you, girl. Um, Let me see who else. The Creative Hub. So walking past this table, and this is located on Grand River, the Dtown Vinyl Creative Hub, where they will create just about anything, like, and will work with you to customize things. And she was really sweet breaking down things, and she had different shoes and shirts. Check them out. Dtown Vinyl Creative Hub. Um, I ran into also a fellow podcaster. Her name was Lauren. She was beautiful, very sweet. She talked to me and my niece, and because again, I was really this was my very, very first networking event as it pertained to podcasting and what I'm trying to do as a creator, right? And so to be able to link with like-minded individuals and just be a fly on the wall, like I was really, really observing a lot. I didn't get a lot of pictures. Um, Lauren is the host of Beauty in the Bible podcast. I'm going to post that there. She was really sweet. Shout out to you, Lauren. I really appreciated you and your tips and just networking. It was really exciting, and we will be linking soon. And she was a breath of fresh air. So shout out to you, Lauren. It was a beautiful experience meeting you. Also, I met Madison, which she had this cool camera. She's a creative marketing girly. This is her handle as well. And she was just really sweet and warm, and we were helping each other take pictures. Here are a couple pictures of me at Creator Con. I really had a good time. Um, it was a lot of great people there. I met another Lauren too, and she cooks. Oh gosh, she cooks. And her page is beautiful. Like I'm showing the handle there too. It was a lot of beautiful people there. It was a great experience. If it's something that you are interested in doing, come to the next Creator Con. I can only say that I am looking forward to um, meeting more people at the next Creator Con, taking more pictures. Because again, I was really just being a fly on the wall, absorbing what was happening and just listening to the different speakers and just really like, dang, I'm really here. I was really absorbing what was going on because I was more so like, I'm really here. I'm really doing it. I'm really taking this leap on faith because y'all, I'm telling y'all, it took a lot to get here, and I'm so happy to be here and to be a part. So to be in the midst of people who have the same ideology was really, really exciting. So shout out to Creator Con 2025. It was a blast. I can't wait to next year. Moving on, let's talk about music. So the song of the week is Searching by Mary J. Blige. Another album that came out over the weekend was Summer Walker's Finally Over It. And again, I told y'all about how I felt about the fashions, and her whole rollout has been a treat. I love the dump truck, dump your ex crap off, and she went to the colleges down there in Atlanta. I really thought that was really cute. It gave the fans an opportunity to see her, get a feel for her, especially, and kind of knock out that first thing that we had with Summer, the awkwardness, the anxiety. I really feel like she's stepping into her own, and she's realizing like, yes, I'm Summer Walker. I really love that Summer Walker is an R&B girly. Like, she really loves the music. You can tell through her artistry. So far, from the album, I love the opening. First of all, it opened, but I'm like, okay, okay. But right now, my one of my favorite songs on there is Robbed You. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still dealing with like a dry cough. So like, you're gonna get some where I have to take my water breaks because I'm still struggling. But I couldn't miss another week, y'all. But I'm one of my favorite songs right now is Robbed You with her and Mariah the Scientist. I'm really enjoying that a lot. I'm still dissecting the album. You know, I don't want to give a full review, and I have not honestly listened to the whole album, especially as a true Summer Walker fan. But I can tell you right now, the layout is immaculate. What the music that I'm hearing thus far is immaculate. We will be talking about a full once I fully get a grasp of the album, I'll come back to it. But right now I'm listening to Rob Drew, of course, Heart of a Woman. Um, and I like how the album opened. I like the first, even though that's an interlude or intro or whatever, I like how it sounds. It's phonetically pleasing to the ear. So, anywho, let's move on. Congratulations to Cardi B and Stefan Diggs on the birth of their baby boy. Um, and I just hope she get all that squared away, because that this weekend reading into that was that's crazy. Offset needs to go sit his ass down somewhere. Really, go sit your ass down somewhere. Like, please. She done already said you acting like her baby mama in the damn song, and you just gonna keep proving her right every week. Just please. Now, y'all, how y'all feel about the Michael Jackson movie? So it's announced that a Michael Jackson movie is coming our way on the horizons. I'm not really excited about it. When I first seen it, the pictures, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I thought it was AI. I was like, what the hell with the AI? But they're saying it's his nephew. I do know his nephew sounds like him. Um, I guess he looks like him. I feel like when stars like that big, like Michael Jackson, Prince, Whitney Houston, Tupac, big, leave them alone. Just leave them alone. When they big like that, leave their story alone. If you are really not going to do the justice and get into the things of the things, and because it's like you don't really want to get into the things of the things out of respect for them, that's why their stories need to be left alone, because they all have sensitive subjects in all of their stories, like how they went to go away and all of that. Leave their stories alone. Let the fans' minds just wander. You know, that I genuinely feel like that. From, and Notorious movie was decent, but again, it was produced by Diddy. So it was in the reflection of his viewpoint, So I feel like when it's a star that's so big like that, you really gotta lead them where they at and just let the fans' minds wander on memory lane. Um, what else I got? Talking about sequels and remakes, Debbie Allen and the original um creators are working on a Different World sequel. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about that. Um, the only reason I feel like okay is because Bel Air was really good, and having the original people a part of something, they kind of keep the gist of the brand alive. So, and Debbie Allen don't play. So, Cult of a Housewife premieres January 1st on TLC. Now, this is the housewife that married her step granddaddy, or whatever the hell the case may be. But I'm tuning in, y'all, because the trailer looks really good. And I want to know because it doesn't it sound a little bit cultish if she married the granddaddy? I don't know. Let's just tune in January 1st and we'll talk about it then. Let's move on to these current events. So, the government has reopened after 43 days. 43 days. I can't believe it. It took 40 damn 3 days, but we are here. It's reopened. Um, People were receiving their SNAP benefits. They got their SNAP benefits back and what have you. Now the flights are taking a slow return back to full operation. Understandably, you can't just full thrust after 43 days of being, shut down. Things have to get, squared away accordingly. In the midst of that, the TSA workers did receive a bonus of 10K due to their work throughout the government shutdown. The only takeaway from that is stop announcing these people damn money. What if they don't want their family members and shit to know they got money? I feel like, and then y'all handing checks and stuff. I don't like that. Give these people their money in peace. Just say they got a bonus. They don't need to know how much. It's already bad enough you let them know they got an extra couple of dollars. And was that money taxed? Speaking of money being taxed, they say Donald Trump has signed on no more tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security. So I guess that's a good thing. Of course, they're still doing their little snide marks, Democrats against the Republicans. Over it. Over it. Just over it. Because now, over the weekend, Epstein files, emails were leaked, and some not so pleasant things were released about President Donald Trump. So interesting claims are being made, and it's all alleged over here because I don't know what to be true and what not to be true. But the connection between the Clintons and Donald Trump, that's real crazy. And you got people on social media that's like, why do we care? And then you got the other half like, we need to know. I feel like we do need to know, but at the same time, we do need to know. I'm not disagreeing with that. But at the same time, do realize that knowing is about to open America. I feel like if it really got, because I feel like it's not gonna really be released because the information that's in there. Let's keep it a bean. It's not gonna really them Epstein files, the depth of them, they're gonna keep sneaks like teasing stuff for years. I feel like this is gonna be a thing even beyond Donald Trump's presidency. I'm sorry. I really feel like even after that man get out of office, we still gonna be talking about Epstein, right? Because we all, as Americans, all globally, we all can agree something not right there, right? Okay, boom, that's squared away. But the thing that I'm getting at is once those Epstein files say that they were just all everything was put out there, America will never be the same after that. And it will be nothing that you could do to repair America. First of all, the government will lose control over the citizens and how other nations will look at America like that. It would open a can of worms that would just be squirming beyond our great children's wildest dreams. Like, so I feel like they like that conspiracy thing over it. You know what I'm saying? Like that shadow of conspiracy over it because it still leaves shadow of doubt. It would expose a big black male ring, a trafficking ring. It will expose a lot about people that we didn't think was like that or whatever. So it's just at the end of the day, we can all agree that right now you can tell that America is not trusting their government. But that's my take on that. I'm moving on. Now, this is what I did see now. On our current events list, little quick throw in there. Hot Cheetos. Hot Cheetos are changing. The red dye. They told y'all they're not playing. Now y'all know he got one of the Kennedys in there. He's the head of the Department of Health. And the red dye will be no more. So a part of that is the red hot Cheetos will no longer be red. Starting in December, you will see a change. I'm wondering, will that have an effect on the taste? I'm pretty sure it will. I don't want to partake in that. I miss the hot Cheetos that came in an orange bag with the clear front, and you see the red chips. So that's how far back I take it with hot Cheetos. So I'm good on that, and I'm actually glad that I'm in the age where I don't really like the hot chips like that no more. I gotta really be in the mood for hot chips because now they be hot. I be like, I don't want that. I'm okay. So I'm glad that I'm in that mode in my life when they start this. Now, serious current events that I did see. Mom getting jumped on her way home with her kids. This is unacceptable. This happened in Chicago. I'm not even going to show the video, but here's a picture of the mom and the children, and it's a group of children following them, antagonizing them. And the mom is, a slim woman, and she's smaller. I don't know if they got the impression that she was a sister, or I don't care what the case may be. She was of adult stature where she was picking them up from school. She was older than all of them out there. It was clear enough of that. So the fact that those kids follow and, continue to berate and bully and do all of that, the disrespect. I remember being little when we was scared to cuss in front of grown people. I'm grown now, and if I'm around a certain age group, I'm watching my mouth like, I don't know, and you putting a miss on it or a mister. The morale and the way that the children are being raised now is crazy, because they jumped that woman and her children, and it's like all of them kids need to be expelled, but it's a deeper issue. It really is. It's a deeper issue, because it leads me to bring it back home to Detroit. I need y'all to go check this guy out on TikTok. He's a young guy who is substituting in the city of Detroit, and he's getting placed in these different schools, and he's talking about the different conditions, the mental state that the children are in, and the need of teachers in the school. So this is here in Detroit, and I'm pretty sure that it's a teacher shortage everywhere due to, the pandemic happening and the state of, these students fighting teachers. It's a lot that's going on in these classrooms. The teachers and the students doing other things they ain't supposed to be doing. It's like a lot going on. Speaking of stuff not going on in the school, over the weekend, a man was unalived in a school that was open after hours because the janitor wanted to run a barbershop thing. Like, what? School is for school. You want to be a barber? Go take your moonlight ass. You go somewhere else. I don't know. It's nowhere safe for the kids. It makes you sick. It makes you scared. And I want to go, and I want us to get our wheels back to our topic of energy, how the energy changes when it's getting cold. On top of it getting cold, you get the winter blues because you're spending more time in the house. um Around this time, it's a lot of togetherness, a lot of families, and a lot of what people got to understand is a lot of people don't like Christmas. A lot of people don't like this time of the year because they don't have the people that made this time of year really feel special. And I'm one of those people. I used to love Christmas. I used to love the feeling. I didn't really care about the years. I loved the feeling. I loved the feeling of family. I loved the traditions. I knew that we was cooking. I knew when we were putting the tree up. I knew that, and then my people's birthday is in the midst of the holiday. So it was a whole tradition. All of them are gone now. So it's difficult for me to feel the same way about Christmas like I did before. The thing that keeps Christmas alive for me are my children. I really try to come up with things for my children and keep the spirit alive for my children so that they can feel that warmth that I used to feel as a kid. Like, yes, trying to stay up and listen and hear mommy and daddy, or hear my brother and sister. Like, it was joy. It was the joy and the feeling around the house that I loved. I didn't care about the gifts. I cared about the feeling. And of course the gifts felt good, but it was just that togetherness. So when you lose all those people, or you lose somebody who kept all those people together, it's hard. So that's what we're about to get into with Hold the Line. Okay? So I got 3 people that were so gracious and lovely to come and talk to me. So we're going to get into that. And after we do that, I'm going to give you some coping tips. I wrote down 5 that I think are really, really important. And we're going to get into that after Hold the Line. And then we're going to get into story time. I got 2 story times. I got y'all. I got y'all. So the first question is from, oh, Charisma. Her name is Charisma. Hi, Charisma. Hey, K Camille. This is my first Christmas without my mom, and I honestly don't even feel like celebrating. My family keeps saying I should come to all the gatherings, but I don't have it in me. How do I tell them I need space without feeling guilty? Charisma. Me and you are the same. This will be my first Christmas without my mom as well. And it's okay. You can set your boundary. It's easy to set a boundary because a parent's death is like very traumatic. It's very tragic and it's very traumatic. And I feel like if they love you, they will respect your wishes. And if they don't, I know it's easier said than done. But baby, when I tell you, you have to set those boundaries, because ain't nothing worse than breaking down in somebody's house that you don't want to break down in tears at. Okay? Because I listen, ain't nothing worse than crying at somebody's house that you don't got no business crying at. Okay? Stay home. It's okay. Get you some takeout, or or if they really love you, bring me a plate. Drop me off a plate. Or get you some takeout. Don't even eat no holiday food. Don't eat nothing that's gonna remind you of your mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mama would have made this, my mama would have made that. Eat you some sushi. Get you some takeout sushi. I don't even know what you like to eat, but whatever. Do that and stay in your bed. It's okay. That's the thing that I don't like. Like, people will try to guilt you and, oh, but you can't be like that. Yes, you can. You are allowed to. The only thing that I say is don't stay in that mind frame. But for this occasion, for Christmas, if you have the means and the will, you ain't got little kids running around, stay home. Cause why go out and be the? Cause for me, I don't want to be crying and people losing the focus off of what Christmas is about, trying to, make me feel better about my mama. I'm not gonna feel better about my mama. I'm not. Stop. It's not okay. It's not gonna be okay. I'm not gonna feel better. Every day I wake up and know my mama not here in the same realm as me, I'm sad. I'm sad about that every day. I'm just living through this. Okay. But it's never gonna be okay. I'm gonna tell you the real. It's not gonna be okay. Cause she's not coming back. And you gonna have days where it really dawn on you like, damn, my mama gone. And it's gonna feel like the first day it happened. So set those boundaries. Don't worry about feeling guilty. Your mama died. How you gonna? Your mama died. Please. And if somebody trying to make you feel guilty about that, Charisma, my heart goes out to you. I hug you and I love you. And I hope you get through this. You going to get through this. Ain't no hope. You going to get through this. It's just, we got to be strong. But the days that we can't be strong, it's okay. You can lay in your bed and cry. It was your mama. Girl, I weep. Okay, I don't even use cry. Cry don't even do justice what I feel like. I weep. It's like mama, like I be weeping like Smokey in the back of the truck. Like I be like that. That's how I be like that. So, and do you want to be doing that at somebody's house in the middle of Christmas and somebody playing with their RC car? Hell no. Stay home. Stay home. Let's go to the next one. This is anonymous. I lost my brother a few years ago, but every year around the holidays, it feels like I'm reliving it all over again. I thought grief was supposed to get easier, but it still hurts the same. Am I doing something wrong? No. I like I said in the previous one, like you're gonna have days where you be like, damn, they really gone, and it's going to feel like it just fucking happened, and it's nothing you can do about that sensation. It's nothing you can do about that feeling, but ride that wave, let them tears flow, and then go about your day. Literally, that is what it be like. You can't stay in the shit. Like it's kind of impossible to kind of stay in it after a while because it's like okay, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna cry, and I'm gonna keep crying, 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 crying. You can't. It's kind of like you got other things to do. That's why I kind of like just stay busy and stay doing my thing because I can't just keep crying, 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 crying about that's not right, you know. But you're going to have those days, and so you don't have a big combust day where you can't control it. When you feel like you need to cry, you have to cry. Let yourself cry. Let yourself feel. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why people combust with so much emotion because they be trying to, oh, this, I shouldn't, it's been 5 years. It don't matter. That was your brother. That was your mother. That's somebody that you shared a womb with, a home with, you know, share secrets with. That's a relationship, that's a bond that's everlasting. When you lose people like that, that's like your unconditional bond. You know what I'm saying? You can cut your brother out, but can't nobody else cut your brother. You know, it's certain things. So I understand completely because I lost a sibling too. Two of them. Yes. So I'm telling you what I know. I'm not trying to sell none of y'all no drink. I live it every day. My mother and father are gone. I have siblings that are gone. All my grandparents are gone. So all the traditions that I grew up remembering are gone with those individuals. So as a mom, I'm creating traditions for my children and my family that I created with my husband because they are owed that. But when I'm done doing that with them, guess what? I take my ass and I go cry. I go be sad for a minute. I go be sad like, damn, my mama can't see my babies open their gift. I give myself that. Give yourself grace. That's what it is. Y'all out there during this time, please give yourself grace to be human. You ain't got to be 10 men. That's why God gave you 2 eyes. You ball them out. Cry. That's why God gave you a heart to feel. Feel it. And they are right there with you. They see you, they feel you, they hug you. I want y'all this holiday, let me know if y'all feel it because I be feeling it. Have you ever, if you lost somebody, have you ever, when you've been sad about them or crying, do y'all be feeling like tingling, like a cool, like a warm tingling? It's like a tingling sensation on your arms. Pay attention when you crying and you one with yourself and you thinking about that person real bad. I swear I feel like it's them hugging you. Just pay attention. And y'all tell me what y'all think. But give yourself grace out there. Let's go to the last one. Her question is, my kids miss their grandma a lot and I'm trying to keep the holidays positive for them, but I'm struggling myself. How can I help them celebrate and remember her without breaking down every time? With charisma. So charisma, the difference is charisma doesn't sound like she has children. So she has an easier route. So with kids and trying to keep mama's memory alive and not break down because the kids. have fun. Have fun. Find fun things to do. One thing that I know that I am going to bank on is my mama's favorite jams and get them moving because I love seeing my kids dance. So do things that with them that you know they're going to do that is going to make you smile. So I'm going to play my mama's favorite Christmas music so I can see my babies dance and um do the family traditions. And I don't know if you told your kids yet and really talked to them about death and the things that come with it, but my kids know when I'm sad about my mom, and I tell them, I'm okay. I miss my mom, and it's okay if you miss grandma because you also want them to know that it's okay to be human too, you know, because I don't know. Again, I don't know if you talked to them about it yet, but I know for me, I didn't want my kids to feel like they couldn't express themselves about missing their grandparents because they were trying to be strong for me. I wanted to show them like I'm being strong, but I miss my parents. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with being strong and missing your parents. And my sons will go and they'll be like, I need a minute by myself. I'm thinking about my granddaddy. Okay. It's that simple. Communicate and give each other grace. And more importantly, give yourself grace. But try to do fun things that you know and things with movement. Tell me how that works out for you. Now, before we get into the story times, I just want to throw the 5 tips out there. Um, for coping during this season with grief. So one of them I wanted to talk about, which I said with the advice segments, was allowing yourself to feel. Please allow yourself to feel. Show yourself grace, right? Because if you keep it pinned up, when it finally comes out, it can either be where you're crying so much where you're sick, or it can become violent. And don't try to cope with things like liquor or any kind of drugs because that's suppressing it as well. Okay. And if you find yourself doing that, you have to go seek professional help, just so that you don't hurt yourself or those around you. Okay. Um, Another thing that, like the last question where she was talking about how do you incorporate your mother with your children, their grandma, they miss her being gone. Now, what I did write for as tips for grief period, but I think that pertains to this as well, is creating new traditions. So now that she is gone, create some type of fun tradition that can commemorate her now. So every time Christmas comes around, um, you guys could make an ornament with her picture and make sure it's hung up every year or something, where it's a tradition that you keep alive, where her favorite movie, y'all watch her favorite movie Christmas morning, and y'all do that till y'all all gray in the head, but create some type of tradition to keep her name alive. Another thing, and that we talked about in our advice segment with charisma, uh, asking about boundaries and guilt, is to set those boundaries. And it's okay to set those boundaries. And if a person does not understand that and you're dealing with what you're dealing with, it's not about being selfish. And especially if you're a person that has overextended yourself, you overextend yourself, you cut yourself out and stump your own self in the toe because you should say no more. Please set those boundaries and give yourself grace. Okay? It's okay to set boundaries because if you don't, you'll run yourself crazy. Don't allow people to put you in certain predicaments about what you can handle. You know your limits. Only you know your limits, and you have to speak on it and stand on it because people will only do to you what you allow. Now, on the other hand, when you're set, but on the other hand of setting boundaries, what I did also write was, for number 4, was reach out. Don't be so prideful where you don't reach out to those who can help you, who you do know love you and have your best interests at heart. Don't be so, I don't have nobody, this, that, and the third, because that can hinder you as well. Always be open to saying, I'm not okay. Let me talk to somebody. Because sometimes you may not be able to get an appointment in with your therapist. So at least have one person that you trust, 1 or 2 people that you trust that you can go to, that you know won't mind hearing about, you grieving or anything that you're going through. But really, it's okay to reach out. Don't ever be too prideful where you won't get help, especially if you are a person where people be calling, because a lot of times people get it confused and they assume that you have it all together. So have at least one person that you're vulnerable with that you can talk to, okay, and keep it real with, like, hey, I'm having a bad day and I'm not too sure about myself today. Because if you don't, that's kind of like the same thing as pinning in a lot of energy, and it can come out the wrong way when it finally does. And lastly, we're dealing with grief in this season. Just honor their memory. Keep their memory alive by acknowledging that they even existed at all. If that's even writing them a letter, you can always write them a letter and keep it in a Bible. You can always go visit their cemetery, or um, if you have their ashes, you can go talk to the ashes, but always honor their memory. The fact that you bring their name up, the fact that you say, I love you, the fact that you even say, I miss you, is honoring their memory and letting them know that you did not forget them. You did not forget the essence of them. And that's good enough. And knowing that should make you feel better too, guys. So I just, wanted to throw that out there before we got into the story times, because once we get into the story times, we're going to close it out and go. So let's go to the first story time. This is from my listener, Brianna, and it's called The Year the Chair Stayed Empty. Um, it was the first Christmas after my mom passed. Everyone tried to keep things normal, the same recipes, the same playlist, even the same little tree she used to decorate. But that empty tree at the table, it was loud. No one said it, but we all felt it. I remember halfway through dinner, my youngest suggested, can we leave her plate out anyway? And in that moment, something shifted. Instead of pretending the pain wasn't there, we invited her spirit into the room. We went around and shared one memory of her, just one, and by the end, the tears had turned into laughter. That's when I learned grief doesn't mean that love is gone. It means the love is still alive enough to be missed. I like that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Brianna. I really appreciate that, because that's beautiful. And that's what we really should take. That, we never die. We're energy. We are energy. It just goes to a plane that this realm we can't see, but the love is still there. The protection is still there. That connection is still there. I like that. Story time. The next story is called The Flickering Light. It's from my listener, Jack. He says, this story is a story my grandma used to tell me around this time every year. So here we go. Thanks for sharing, Jack. A woman lit a candle every night in December for her late husband. Same candle, same time, no draft in the room. But one night, as she whispered his name, the flame flickered violently, just once, and then steadied. The next morning, she found a photo of her on her dresser she hadn't seen in years. The two of them at their first Christmas together. She swore she hadn't touched that box in ages. She took it as a sign, maybe not that he was there physically, but that energy, that love, doesn't just disappear. It changes form, shows up in quiet ways, right when you need it most. Sometimes grief isn't just about letting go, it's about learning how love finds new ways to reach us. Your grandma was really dope, Jack, and I hope she is still here with us to share a sentimental story about that. I wonder how much of herself was in the story, or is the story about her? Because maybe the ones we lost aren't as far as away as we think. I feel they're in a different realm, but we don't know how far that realm is. It could be just a flicker away. Because it's too many things that happen where it's like, okay, so I enjoyed those story times, guys. I enjoyed the advice segments. Please keep the story times coming. Please keep the advice questions coming. They can be about anything. I randomly pick them. Sometimes I post on the Instagram page asking you guys to come and type in about a certain topic because I want to cover a certain topic. But the advice segment is open for any type of questions. Story time is open for any kind of story time. We're just here to share and to have a safe place to get through this crazy world of ours. Um, and I just appreciate the support. Again, I'm K Camille with the 28th Hour Experience. Please comment down below a rose emoji if you are here to the end. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I got 2 more months. So think of that, guys. What do you want your energy going to? 2 more months to 2026, y'all. Barely that. Barely that. What do you want that energy going to? Positive energy or something negative? We have 2 more months. 2 more months to 2026. And I'm going into 2026 happy and steadfast with my goals. So I hope y'all are doing the same too. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next week for episode 13. This was episode 12. I'm K Camille. I'll catch y'all soon. Bye.
Stories that leave you shook. K Camille, 28th Hour Experience.